Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for waiting. We would now like to continue boarding for all economy class customers.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Brampton Flight Center Air Show podcast. This monthly podcast is dedicated to everything Brampton Flight Center. Along with bringing you the news about everything that's going on here at the Flight Center, we're going to have a lot of special guests drop by to talk about general aviation in Canada, job opportunities, and a whole lot of other useful information for our students. We're also going to have a segment called Meet the Staff Member, where you're going to get to meet one of our fantastic staff members at the Brampton Flight Center, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about what they do here and how it relates to our members. So we're going to start this podcast with some upcoming events and information at the Brampton Flight Center. And just a quick reminder that the Brampton Flight Center is now on winter operation hours. So for the restaurant, they're on their normal hours, 0800 to 1500 every day. Humphrey's Pilot Shop is Monday to Friday from 0900 to 1800 hours, and Saturday and Sunday from 0900 to 1600 hours. And for Flightline fuel operations, that's Monday to Friday from 0800 to 2200, and Saturday and Sunday from 0800 to 2000 hours. And finally, for the flight school, Monday to Friday, 0730 to 2200, aircraft are available at 0800 until 2142. And on Saturday and Sunday, 0730 to 2000 hours, aircraft will be available at 0800 until 1942. I also wanted to mention that all of our hangars have been spoken for. However, we do have plenty of tie downs still available, and you can contact us for more information on that. We would also like to send out our special congratulations to Joanne Hernandez. Joanne is a former instructor here and a graduate of our program at the Brampton Flight Center. And she's going to be starting her career with Porter Airlines shortly. She's currently in training, and we want to wish Joanne all the best and good luck in her new career. For any of you who may get a drone for Christmas, the Brampton Flight Center does offer an RPAS Advanced Exam Preparatory Program. The advanced certificate is required if you plan on flying your drone in controlled airspace and a variety of other situations. After the course, you are required to write the exam through the Transport Canada drone portal and then do a flight review. There are lots of job opportunities in this growing aviation sector, and you can be a part of it. If you'd like some more information on our programs, you can contact me by phone at 905-838-1400, extension 214, or by email at rpass@bramfly.com. Or you can always go to our website for more details on our programs, and that website is bfcrpass.com. We do have some concerning news here at the Brampton Flying Club regarding our airport, and an application from a company called CBM St. Mary's has made an application to the town of Caledon to approve a blasting quarry located near the Alton Reporting Point, that's Charleston Side Road and Mississauga Road area, which is under the flight corridor to and from the Flying Club. If this quarry is approved, it could have an impact on local flights and general aviation safety. The Flying Club has expressed its concerns to the town of Caledon and our local councillors, but more members need to voice their concerns. The more people that voice those concerns to the town, the better chance we have of being heard. The proposed quarry site is in the middle of a very busy air corridor between the Brampton-Caledon Airport and our training area north and west of Orangeville, where we're capped at a maximum altitude of 2,500 feet above sea level. So approximately 1,200 feet above ground level, and that's in order to stay at a Pearson airspace. If the site has a restricted area, it'll be several miles in diameter and go up to 3,000 feet above ground, so airplanes would be forced to deviate around the site. They can't go above that because it would mean entering Pearson airspace. which would add congestion as airplanes are forced into narrower corridors, increasing the risk of mid-air collisions. Blasting sites do not always have a restricted area around them, so pilots may unknowingly overfly an active blasting site, which could result in the aircraft getting hit by rock or entering a cloud of dust, fine particulate matter, and having an engine failure. So please, all of our members, get out there. There is a link that was sent out in email where you can voice your opinion on this. And if you're not sure, you can contact us and we can get that link to you. You don't have to be a resident of Caledon to make an objection. And definitely get out there because this could well be a major problem for aviation safety in our area. So in this part of the podcast, we're going to introduce you to one of our fantastic staff members here at the Brampton Flight Center. And today we're lucky enough to be joined by Lauren Rogers, who is a member of our staff. And she's going to tell us all about what she does here at the Brampton Flight Center and how it relates to you. We're also going to talk to her a little bit about her interest in aviation and what brought her here to the Brampton Flight Center. So, Lauren, tell us a little bit about your positions here at the Brampton Flight Center, what you do, and how long you've been here.
I'm the manager of dispatch and also the manager of Flightline. Been here for a year, so since June 2022. And I started just as a dispatcher, and then I've kind of worked my way up to the managing dispatch, and then just recently took on managing Flightline as well.
So can you tell us a little bit about the challenges that you find with the two jobs that you have right now?
Of course, yes. So the biggest challenge would be kind of the song and dance between how you would coordinate all of our aircraft. We have the customer service side where we want to make sure everyone has availability of the aircraft. We have the maintenance side. I have to make sure that all of the aircraft are up to standards for everyone to fly. And then we have the Flightline side where we have to make sure that the planes are available, ready and fueled and just ready to go when everyone is happy and everything's kind of on time and coordinated. That's definitely the biggest challenge that I have, especially with 23 of them.
Do you find that in the wintertime that becomes a bigger problem, or is it just kind of a year-round issue?
Wintertime for sure is a bigger problem just because we have the hangar pack, so it adds another person moving them around rather than it just kind of sitting out on the ramp ready to go in the summer. If you have to stick it in the hangar or maybe coordinate them with maintenance so that it goes outside overnight, it's definitely a lot more of a challenge, bigger communication happening with me and several other people to make sure everything happens on time and no one gets delayed.
So, Lauren, you've said you've been here for about a year at the Brampton Flight Center, and so we're just interested in knowing, why did you come to BFC? How did you find out about the Brampton Flight Center and the Flying Club? And why did you choose to take a career on at this type of industry?
So my dad actually trained at the Brampton Flying Center in 1974, did his first solo. And when I was about 10, he would take me flying for about 10 years. He always wanted me to get my license, but I was never confident in flying by myself. So he passed away in 2014, and I never did pursue that, but I do miss it so much. So kind of life kind of happens, and then I found there was a job opening at Brampton, and I thought, you know what? I should apply because I miss aviation just so much. And I thought, I need to come back to it.
So that's interesting that your dad was actually a member here back then.
Mm-hmm.
How many years was he a member?
Actually trained in some of the aircraft, which I think is cool to see, like GTJ and FMO in his logbook. So he was flying here again in 2001 and even 2012. I think he did a sim.
So you have kind of a family tradition here at the Flying Club. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you've done a little bit of training here already, I know. You have obviously a big interest in aviation and some family background there. So what are your plans for aviation? Are you planning on being a commercial pilot or just doing PPL and doing it for fun?
I would love to get my private license and be able to give my kids the same experience I had growing up and just, flying around smaller airports, staying lower-ish to the ground and just being able to see fall colors and experience a little bit more of Ontario, or even maybe going a little bit further if I could. But yeah, I just would like something more personal, nothing commercial wise. That's too big for me.
That's great. Well, it was fantastic talking to you, but I have one more question before I let you go for today, Lauren, back to your busy job. What is your favorite part about working here at the Brampton Flight Center?
My favorite part about being at the Brampton Flight Center is the people. I find I always come here and I'm always laughing, I'm always happy, everyone's very easy to communicate with. It's just a great family knit environment, and it makes me happy to come to work every day.
So excellent. Thank you so much, Lauren, for coming today to join us on our first inaugural podcast. And we look forward to seeing you again every day here. And I'm sure you will get all of our students out and flying as soon as you humanly can.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too.
In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about what's new in Canadian aviation. The number one thing that's really not new is there definitely is no slowdown in hiring in the industry. Pilots are being snatched up from flight schools at a rapid rate. Airlines such as Porter are opening up new routes all the time. An example of this is a new daily round-trip service from Toronto Pearson Airport to Miami. As the airline continues to expand its North American network, Miami marks the fifth new Florida destination that Porter has launched since the start of November, following Tampa, Fort Myers, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale. With airlines like Porter expanding their routes into the U.S. and other locations, the demand for qualified pilots can only grow. We are also seeing growth in other sectors of aviation. Orange Air Ambulance Service has updated its PC-12 Pilatus fleet. Orange has placed an order for a dozen PC-12s. The single-engine turboprops are scheduled to be delivered between 2026 and 2030. Orange has operated PC-12s since 2009. Its current fleet of PC-12NGs will be progressively phased out of service as the newer aircraft arrive. According to its November 9th announcement of the order, Orange maintains an operations control center in Mississauga, where it coordinates operations at 14 bases across the province. The company serves more than 13 million people in a geographical area of more than 1 million square kilometers. Orange says it conducts about 20,000 patient-related flights per year with its fleet, which includes helicopters as well as fixed-wing aircraft. New at the pilot shop this week, we have Turtle Beach Velocity 1 yokes and throttles that have come in. We've also had a delivery of Thrustmaster Boeing yokes and throttles, and we still have a very limited supply of Honeycomb yokes and throttles and a few other Honeycomb accessories. Get those while you can, because once they're gone, it could be some time before we're able to have them back in stock again. The Turtle Beach and Thrustmaster yokes and throttles are compatible with Xbox. However, the Honeycomb compatible Xbox yokes are not available at this time. All of our flight simulator hardware is compatible with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, as well as X-Plane and Prepare 3D. And just a reminder for all of our new students, the Pilot Shop does carry a full line of required training materials, which you can buy individually or in a kit form. And we just received a shipment of Bose A30 headsets, a fantastic gift for any pilot. If you do have any announcements or information that you'd like us to talk about on our podcast, please feel free to send it to me. You can send the information through email, that's humphreys@bramfly.com, or rpass@bramfly.com. Either one will get to me. Or if you'd like to join us on the podcast, you can certainly let me know if you have anything that's Flying Club, Flight Center, or aviation related. We can set you up to talk about that as well. So we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to our podcast today. We will be doing another one in January and have some special guests and interesting news coming then. One of our guests will be a jazz airline pilot who was a graduate here at the Brampton Flight Center, and he's going to talk about his experience both here at the Flight Center and as a full-time airline pilot. So that should be very interesting for our students. Along with all that, we'll have our Canadian Aviation News segment, our Meet the Staff Member segment, and as well, we're going to have an instructor that we're going to talk to about a variety of things with. We're also going to be joined by one of our international students who's going to talk about their experience here at the Brampton Flight Center. So thank you again for tuning in to the Brampton Flight Center Air Show podcast. So that's it for December, everyone, and we hope you had a great holiday and enjoyed your time with family and friends. And with any luck, hopefully we will get some good weather to fly in through the month of January and February. Yeah, right. Well, we can always hope. Anyway, everyone take care, and we'll see you next month.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.